Good day, colleagues. My name is Dr. Chuks Medoh from the University of Johannesburg, South Africa. This presentation summarizes content of the paper titled The Future of Cybersecurity, a Systems Dynamic Approach. I will run this presentation based on the following themes, which starts with introduction, then elaborating on the purpose of the research, the method, the findings, and finally, the conclusions. Businesses are taking advantage of the confluence of technologies and trends provided by the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Looking at the definition of Fourth Industrial Revolution, the Fourth Industrial Revolution relates to the current inclination for digitization, data exchange, communication, and automation. This paper looks at approaches of the Fourth Industrial Revolution in the context of cybersecurity. Specifically, the paper seeks to investigate how the Fourth Industrial Revolution can improve operations in cyber security. Simulation, specifically system dynamics modeling, a trend of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, is considered to simulate the impact of cybersecurity initiatives on a network and security solution business. The results look at providing insights for strategic and tactical business decision support suitable to mitigate probable cybersecurity breaches and threats. As highlighted in the introduction, the paper focuses on simulation and cybersecurity, two underlying aspects of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which are defined in several best practice literature as capable to provide advancements for businesses to track and resist varying security trepidations such as unauthorized access. The paper looks at the value add in the context of complementing available literature on cybersecurity, providing continuous research that provides information on understanding the crucial strategies necessary to counteract cyber risk. A mixed approach is used for conducting the investigation in this paper. The approach consists of structured interview, questionnaires, and simulation. The structured interview is used to gather perceptions of the respondents carried out in two phases. The first phase occurs immediately after the questionnaires are distributed to provide clarity on each set of questions defined. The second phase ensures, after gathering the field questionnaires, to gather further insights on the perceptions of the target audience or respondents based on the predetermined question. All cybersecurity initiative benchmarks with associated questions from extensive review of literature are defined to gather perceptions of respondents. The benchmarks include resource allocation, awareness, change, and time. I will talk about resource allocation. It refers to the assignment of available budget and resources to various users. The data is gathered on budget allocation, business productivity, and outsourcing initiatives. With respect to awareness, it emphasizes the need for businesses to be conscious of the context of cybersecurity, looking at the perceptions of respondents on the definition, types, layers, threat, landscape, and opportunities offered by cybersecurity initiatives. The fourth cybersecurity benchmark identified, which is change, highlights the importance of businesses aligning with the digital transformations provided by cybersecurity tools, technologies, and initiatives. The data gathered on this benchmark focus on the realism of resources relating to digital tools, strategies, and transformations. The final benchmark, which is time, emphasizes the need for cybersecurity to evolve and align with the advances in cybercrime. The perceptions of respondents on a suitable timeline to review cybersecurity strategies, the employees responsible to implement cybersecurity protocols, and the current top ranked cybersecurity initiatives are gathered. The answer choices from the questionnaires are articulated such that it is easily configured in a simulation model suitable to assess the impact of change of each of the cybersecurity benchmark which has been identified. Looking at simulation, the final approach adopted in this paper, simulation is used to understand the cost and effect relationship between each of the benchmarks with associated protocols that were defined. The simulation concept introduced in this paper supports planning and decision making, providing a framework to estimate an alternate scenario and understand the impact of change on the comprehensive system. When we say change in this sense, it relates to what happens or could happen over time when the complex interaction between the parameters is set under a variety of conditions. The effect through simulation of each of the parameter on cybersecurity initiative is estimated. Based on analysis of information gathered from the questionnaire, which was distributed and collected, the research team deduces that though organizations are no longer taking a wait-and-see approach to tackling cybersecurity breaches, the context of cybersecurity is still fairly understood and unclear to employees. Thus, employees are willing to embrace the opportunities offered by the cybersecurity context. The research team recommends more conscious sensitizations and education on the definition, types, layers, threat landscape, and opportunities offered by cybersecurity initiatives. The results that were gathered are captured in the graph highlighted on this slide. With respect to change as a cybersecurity benchmark, the results analyzed and captured are depicted or illustrated in this slide. The findings indicate that relative to quite a number of employees agree that digital transformations are the most challenging aspects of cybersecurity management. Also, the result shows that increasing risks in cybersecurity breaches, significant efforts are still required in aligning cybersecurity initiatives to corporate digital transformation initiatives or priorities. Finally, lots of businesses still require awareness education on suitable tools and strategies to drive innovation relative to developing a sustainable cybersecurity system. Some of the awareness tools detailed from their perceptions and gathered from literature are inclusive of ThreatCop, Phishing Box, Wombat, and PishMe. The percentage distribution from question 1 relating to what percentage of the cybersecurity budget is allocated to digital transformation efforts is captured in this slide. For question 2, distribution of responses indicates that all respondents agree productivity is linked with cybersecurity. Employees comprehensively understand the importance of effectively linking cybersecurity services with business productivity. For question 3, it indicates outsource, which is 67%, do not outsource 28%, and neutral 5%. The research team deduces from the responses that as a result of increasing cyber defense or security efforts, employees support proactive measures towards addressing cybersecurity breaches, therefore a need to outsource cybersecurity initiatives. Finally, the final benchmark for cybersecurity initiatives identified, which is time. The percentage of responses relating to what timeline is best to review cybersecurity strategies, which is question 1, indicates that quarterly 42%, biannual 36%, and annual 15%, monthly 6%, and bi-monthly 1%. The authors, in 5 respondents, proposed the quarterly timeline to review cybersecurity strategies. The percentage of responses relating to who is responsible for effectively implementing cybersecurity strategies, which is the question 2. It indicates executives 54%, managers 31%, and employees 15%. The authors, in fact respondents, believe that the executives are responsible for effectively implementing cybersecurity strategies. However, the research team facilitates that cybersecurity implementations are a collective effort, and the responsibility lies with the entire workforce to ensure ease in enablement. The percentage of responses relating to what the current top-ranked cybersecurity initiatives, which is question 3, indicate cloud computing 35%, data analytics 29%, Internet of Things 20%, artificial intelligence 11%, and others 5%. The research team infers from the responses that the current highest ranked cybersecurity transformative initiatives include cloud computing, data analytics, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and others. The others are cumulative of Industry 4.0 technologies such as robotics, additive manufacturing, simulation, and augmented reality. This slide just basically captures and shows you the stock and flow diagram, um, aligning with the simulation strategy or approach used in this paper. The stock and flow diagram basically shows you the benchmarks and the integrated protocols adopted and identified in this paper to show the impact of change as indicated as part of the objective of this paper. Cybersecurity strategy and sustainability are defined as the overall output to perform forecasting investigations through what-if analysis that facilitates ease at planning and decision making. The VENSIM tool is used to constitute the simulation model. And once the configurations based on the stock and flow diagram conform to satisfactory confidence level, to initiate the investigations, the output that captures the crucial behavioral pattern of the business implementation are performed. And this is done by adjusting each of the model parameters in real time. The figure captured in this slide shows the combined graph of the behavioral pattern of cybersecurity strategy triggered against the change, which is the increase or decrease of resource allocation. The graphical illustration indicates a continual increase of resource allocation over a period of time from the baseline, which is the initial state, will result in a decline in cybersecurity strategy. This consequently positively increases the budget and negatively impacts the sustainability of the business. Also, the continuous decrease of resource allocation over a period of time from the baseline will result in an increase in cybersecurity strategy, decreasing budget, and enhancing the sustainability of the business. The outputs provide awareness to relevant stakeholders on the impact, linear or indiscriminate, of change, which is budget and sustainability, relative to an increase or decrease in resource allocation. To summarize the findings, this paper gathers insight on the perceptions of network and security solution organizations used to explore the protocols of the system dynamics model for strategic and tactical business decision support. The method and analysis illustrate the cost and effect relationship between each cybersecurity initiative parameter. The paper assumes the demonstrated scenarios serve as an illustrative example of the benefit of simulation towards achieving a sustainable cybersecurity strategy aligning with the fourth industrial revolution initiatives. The outputs detail crucial decision variables and prospects provided by the fourth industrial revolution relative to the digital cybersecurity space. The results present insight for businesses to embrace digital opportunities that the cyber norm offers for network and security solutions. This is combined with complementing and expanding on the discussion of cybersecurity and promoting its acceptance of how businesses align cybersecurity initiatives for the future and beyond. To conclude, While the system dynamics approach may need to be refined to cover the comprehensive cybersecurity strategies, the outputs demonstrate a practicable and illustrative pathway for future investigations, reinforcing the need for discussions on cybersecurity to align strategies and operations with the technologies of the fourth industrial revolution for business delivery. The overall outputs assist investors, management, and corporate establishments to explore distinct standpoints relative to developing a sustainable cybersecurity system for enhancing sustainability. Future investigations will aim to incorporate other crucial inputs which significantly influence the sustainability of cybersecurity strategies and implementations. This slide just showed you some references that were adopted in the investigation. Thank you. Questions will be entertained at this point. Thanks.